Good morning, I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you, talking to you about you and your business. We got a lot to cover on today's show. Brand new contributor, so glad that we were able to get him to be a part of our program, Paul Carroll. He has an incredible story I think is fascinating, and love his style and approach to helping people with their money. Paul, real quickly, before we get started, I'd like you to tell the audience a little bit about your firm, and include your website, and then introduce your guest today. Welcome.
Well, good morning, Kevin. How are you?
Good. Glad to have you. Go right ahead.
Great. Hi, I have a wealth management practice here in the Woodlands, Texas, Efficient Wealth Management, and of course our website is efficientwealthmanagement.com. And really what we do is we make work optional. We're a boutique wealth management practice focused primarily on the energy and the airline sector. And today we're talking to Jay Tompkins, who's one of the lead partners at Carroll, Ramey and Tompkins, very rapidly growing accounting firm here in the Woodlands, Texas, and they also deal with a lot of the same customers and clients as we do.
Awesome. Jay, why don't you tell us a little bit about your firm, and welcome to the program.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Our firm is a full-service CPA firm here located in the Woodlands. It was born here in the Woodlands as well. We're very integrated into the community here. We do everything from tax-related services such as compliance, filling out tax returns, as well as tax planning and helping businesses manage their tax liabilities, as well as we perform audits, reviews, compilations, and general business consulting. We also have an ancillary business called Better Bookkeepers, which does full-service bookkeeping and payroll for many of our small to medium-sized business clients who need that type of service. Mm-hmm. And we'll pretty much do what's needed as far as a CPA is concerned for a business. Or individual, for that matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul, go ahead with your first question. Do you want to mention Paul's website, efficientwealthmanagement.com? Paul, go ahead.
That's great. Thanks, Kevin. And also, Jay's website is krtcpas.com.
Here you go.
Jay, is there an industry specialization that you have? I think you said you have both audit and tax. Is that correct?
That's correct. We do a lot we're actually extremely well known in the construction space. My partner, Mike, has a very large book of business and related to a lot of audits and reviews of financial statements for bonding purposes, as well as we do quite a bit in the oil and gas service and manufacturing, some not-for-profits, and all the taxes related around that. Another big thing that we do that is uncommon for a firm our size is quite a few 401k and pension plan audits. Mm-hmm. So if you have a plan that's over 100 participants, you're required to be audited by a third party, and that's submitted to the Department of Labor with your 5500. And so that's something that we do that's compares to the larger firms, but without the fees.
Jay, let me ask you, you mentioned earlier that you take care of both business and personal clients. Can you kind of give us a breakdown of the percentages of each?
The percentages each as far as hours are consumed is probably 60-70% business and around 30% individual. That's just because the business needs a little more hand-holding and help, so to speak. But we have quite a few retired individuals that we work with Paul in his firm and do a lot of planning around helping how to invest and why to invest in certain taxable or non-taxable options, and just when and how to pay your tax in retirement, which is a change for most people.
Paul, your question?
Well, yeah, it's very interesting. Anybody who drives north to Conroe, the Woodlands, has probably noticed that Exxon's building a little facility close to us. That small facility is going to have upwards of 10,000 or possibly even more employees there. How is that going to affect your business and, in your opinion, the businesses such as ours here in the Woodlands?
I think it has a dramatic effect. I think the Woodlands was already a superiorly growing community for business and individuals, and then Exxon kind of solidified it. And what that means is, from a smaller business perspective for us, is like those executives and other management level type of employees who are getting stock options, or maybe they have rental houses or investments and so forth. That's when they need our help. And then also, probably the bigger impact is all the other businesses that are going to come because Exxon is here. And I think that's the larger impact. Yes, Exxon's a big number, but I would almost triple or quadruple that to the effect of all the other people that will come just because they're here.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. And I guess you've been talking quite a bit about this, Paul, that the Exxon situation not only means that you've got a lot of business directly related to Exxon, but all of those people are going to be supported by other businesses. And so it's going to have a tremendous ripple effect.
It certainly is, Kevin. And, it actually is creating issues for areas like the Woodlands and also to the west of the city, down the energy corridor. Things like the lack of availability of resources in terms of real estate, things like that. In fact, Jay, do you see that with your clients, that they're having trouble finding space, finding workers?
Probably finding employees has been the hardest one. In fact, I was sitting with the president of a fairly large company yesterday, who's one of my clients here in the Woodlands, and that was the biggest thing. He said people want to come here. Finding real estate is not terrible. You just have to act quickly. The prices still aren't terrible, but finding all the right people is tough. He said he starts to compete with his own suppliers and vendors for the same people who are doing similar jobs, just because it's hard to find qualified people here. And even getting them nationally and getting them here is difficult as well, just because most people don't want to move, even with the attractiveness of the area.
Yeah, and it is attractive. All right, I got to wrap it up. Paul Carroll, he's at efficientwealthmanagement.com. His guest today, Jay Tompkins. You can learn more about him at krtcpas.com. Gentlemen, great segment. Thanks to both of you.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right. When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. And you're listening to The Price of Business.